Have you ever felt that people only come around when they need something from you? Have you ever canceled your own plans, your rest, your sleep, or your peace, just to help someone who forgets you the moment they are done? If you have ever felt this way, then this story is for you, because sometimes life teaches us its hardest lessons through the people we care about the most. Once in a quiet little town surrounded by endless green fields and calm aging houses, there lived a man named Elias. Everyone in the town knew Elias. If someone's bicycle chain snapped, they called for Elias. If boxes needed carrying, his door was the first knock. If loneliness crept into someone's night, they found their way to Elias's house. He never refused. He always smiled and said, "Of course I'll help." He believed helping others made him a good man, and the town praised his kindness. But slowly, without him realizing it, Elias's life stopped belonging to him. His garden stayed half-finished, his windows cracked, his roof weakened, and his own problems stacked higher each day. Yet instead of fixing them, he ran across town fixing everyone else's. Every night he returned home exhausted, hands dirty, clothes soaked in sweat. His mother, Miriam, would look at him with tired eyes and say softly, "Elias, my son, you help everyone, but why does no one ever help you?" Elias would give a small smile and answer, "It's okay, Mom. One day they'll remember." But that day never came. One evening, dark clouds rolled in and the wind howled through the town. People rushed to protect their gardens and belongings before the storm arrived. Elias ran out too, but not to save his own things. He ran straight to help his friend Lucas, whose tools were still scattered outside. Together they worked fast, dragging equipment into the shed and covering everything with cloths. While Elias's own garden furniture remained exposed, his plants uncovered, and his wooden crates wide open. Then the storm hit. Rain poured like a waterfall from the sky, wind tearing through the streets, and by the time Elias returned home, his garden was destroyed. He sat on his front steps as rain slid down his face, staring at the muddy ruin that once brought him peace. Miriam placed a warm towel on his shoulders and whispered, "Elias, tonight you saved everyone's things except your own." Elias said nothing, but something inside him finally cracked. The next morning, confused and drained, Elias walked to the edge of town to visit old Mr. Bennett, a retired teacher who lived quietly near the river. Elias sat beside him and said, "Sir, I don't understand. I help everyone, but I feel empty. I'm tired, not from work, but from people. Why does kindness feel like it's breaking me?" Mr. Bennett watched the river flow and replied, "Elias, look at this river. It gives water to trees, birds, animals, farms. But when it rains too much and the river forgets its boundaries, what happens?" Elias paused and answered, "It floods and destroys everything." Mr. Bennett nodded and said, "Kindness without boundaries becomes self-destruction. You are kind, but you have no limits. Saying no doesn't make you bad. Sometimes saying no is the most honest form of self-respect." He then gave Elias one challenge. For 7 days, don't say yes immediately. When someone asks for help, pause and ask yourself if helping will cost you your peace. If it will, say not today. Watch what happens. The next day felt strange. Around noon, Lucas rushed over and said, "Elias, I need help moving something heavy." Elias glanced at his broken fence that had waited months for repair. His heart wanted to say yes, but he remembered the river. He took a deep breath and said, "Not today, Lucas. I need to fix my fence." Lucas stared in disbelief and walked away upset. Elias felt guilty, but he stayed. By evening, the fence stood strong, and for the first time in years, Elias felt proud of taking care of his own life. The following day, neighbors came with small favors, but Elias politely refused. That night, instead of exhaustion, he felt peace. On the fourth day, heavy rain returned and his roof began leaking. Elias waited, hoping someone would knock on his door like he once knocked on theirs, but no one came. Instead of anger, he felt strength. He fixed the roof himself, slowly, patiently, and when it was done, he sat beneath it and whispered, "So this is what self-reliance feels like." Weeks passed and Elias changed. He stopped running at every call of his name. He protected his sleep, his peace, his time. He cared for his garden, repaired his home, and invested in himself. Something unexpected happened. People began to respect him. Lucas solved his own problems. Neighbors stopped depending on him for everything. His home looked brighter, his garden flourished, and his face carried a calm smile. One afternoon, Mr. Bennett visited and asked, "Did the world fall apart when you stopped saying yes?" Elias smiled and replied, "No, sir. My world finally came together." Mr. Bennett nodded gently and said, "When you stop saying yes to everyone, you finally say yes to yourself." So tell me, are you like Elias? Do you give too much? Remember this, saying no doesn't make you selfish, it makes you strong. Your time, your peace, and your heart are precious, and only when you respect them will the world respect you too.